Good morning, everyone. A little different voice. I know you all were super excited to have Marcus on with you today, but unfortunately had some other stuff come up, so you're stuck with me today, or you get the pleasure, I should say, of being with me today. My name's Laura Johnson. I work here at IMES. Been with IMES for about 13 years. Work on the annuity sales team. One of the team leads. If you ever need help with anything on the annuity side, don't hesitate to give me a call. But we're really excited today to jump into Nassau's products. We got Jake with us on the line. He's going to be going into talking about the growth annuity, some of the unique strategies they've got available, and then kind of an overview, 10-foot view of the other products they've got and kind of where NASA's headed these days. So, really excited about it. Appreciate you taking time out of your days. I know your time's valuable. Again, we really appreciate you taking time out of your day. So, with that, I'm going to go through a few intro slides here. If you've been on the webinar before, you've probably seen some of these, but I will go kind of quickly through these and then hand it over to Jake. For questions and stuff today, if you want to go ahead and type those in once we get, toward the end of the webinar, we can kind of go through those questions, answer those. If not, I will be following up with each of you individually following the webinar and can answer those questions more on a one-on-one basis as well. So with that, we'll go ahead and get started here. One thing I love to talk about are some of the incentive programs we've got available here at IMES. So the first one I'm going to talk about is our new producer bonus. For those of you who are new to IMES, maybe just joined or considering joining IMES, this is something you have available in the first 6 months of being contracted with IMES. So once you sign a contract with us, its clock starts ticking and you got 180 days to qualify. As you can see on the screen, there's 5 different tiers to this program. You got 100,000, 250, 500, 750, and $1 million levels. And as you can see, there's a lot of great opportunity to get for IMES to partner with you on the marketing, whether it be looking to do some seminars, maybe Retirement Boss Radio, maybe you need a new iPad for appointments, or just want some dollars for marketing reimbursement, social media campaigns, a website overhaul. There's a lot of great opportunities here with those first pieces of business you write with IMES to qualify for one of these tiers. So, index annuities count dollar for dollar, single premium life, same thing. I will tell you that fixed business counts as half the points. As you all know, commissions aren't as great on the fixed side. And then, yeah, so once you've qualified for one of these, and the policies are through the free look, you can get in touch with your marketer, kind of let them know what you're looking to cash out with, and we can get that done for you. So again, the goal here is with those first pieces of business to really partner with you, because if we help you grow your business, then we're growing ours. So it's a mutually beneficial relationship for everybody. If you're curious where you stand, give your marketer at IMES a call. They can kind of get an idea of where you stand for this. Once you're done with your new producer bonus, we do move you into a marketing reimbursement program. So all the premium you're writing here at IMES is going to be counting for marketing dollars. So for every 100,000 of indexed annuity premium you write, you're going to get $100 of marketing reimbursement. For every 100,000 of single premium life, you can see does $200 for your marketing reimbursement. And for every 10,000 of life target premium is equivalent to $200 as well. So again, constantly earning those marketing dollars. We have an account set up for you here. Then when you do have marketing expenses, you send in those receipts and we match you 50% of that cost. We continue to do that until your account's been depleted. And the reason we do 50% is because we feel that if you have a little more skin in the game, if people are just handing you leads, are you going to put 100%? We don't know. But if you've got some skin in the game, we feel like that is more motivation to really follow through with that marketing. So it's the way the program's set up. We have a lot of guys who don't really have to pay for any marketing or much at all because of their marketing dollars. So a good way for us to good way for us to be able to again partner with you guys. Another program I'm going to talk about, as you guys all know, in your business, referrals are very important, and they're important in our business as well. So we have a referred producer program. This is a really great program for maybe you got some friends or colleagues in the industry who, if you're enjoying the services that we do here at IMES and think that they may be able to benefit from them as well, give us their name. If we can get them contracted with us, we're going to give you $50. When they write their first piece of business, you're going to get $100. And then going forward, any business they write going forward is going to be an override for you essentially. As you can see the breakdown there, but if it's index annuity, life, SPL, or MIGA. But like for example, I got a referral from one of my agents about a month or so ago. That agent so far has written 1.5 in index annuities, and that's equal to about $3,000 for that person who referred him over. So a good way to put money back in your pocket. It's not coming from your commission. It's not coming from their commission. It's just us saying thank you for that referral. So good opportunity to earn some extra dollars. Um, One other thing that's really nice about the program is sometimes, putting setting up an agency and taking on agents underneath you can be quite risky, if there's a chargeback and they disappear. So this is a good way for us to give you some kickback without you having to take on the financial burden of taking on an agency with downline agents. So again, those I will tell you one thing: the referred producer program is paid out quarterly. I know those are Stephen Charles's favorite checks to sign. That means that we're doing something right here at IMES and that people are enjoying our services. So that is a check that they love to sign, but they are only paid out quarterly. Market reimbursement is paid out as you send in receipts. So just so you know that. Here at IMES, it's part of our name, Insurance Agency Marketing Services. And service is our number one goal. When Charles built this company back in 86, so 33, 34 years ago, he wanted it to be service first mentality. And that is starts with answering the phone every time you call. If you've called IMES, you know that we do have a 3-ring guarantee. We're going to be picking up that phone every time you call. You're going to have a live person. I know it's a little old school, but the way that works is great because if you're calling and trying to leave me a voicemail and I don't get it because I'm sick for the week, you know, the joy of someone else answering the phone is, oh, Laura's out this week. What can I do for you? What can we get done for you right then? It's answering your questions when you need them answered, getting you the forms you need, checking on your product training, making sure your contracting is in good order. We do have a submission to commission support team, is what we call it. Amber has built a phenomenal new business team that does tremendous work for our agents. A lot of you are independent agents who maybe don't have an assistant or anything like that. So the fact that we can scrub those applications, help get them submitted, not only that, but then follow up on that business every 3 to 5 business days, I think is a very important thing. A lot of agents choose to do business with us for these things. We'll do, we do all the case design, obviously, make sure you got the paperwork. And then we are on paperless contracting as well. So SuranceBay is kind of an industry leader when it comes to contracting. So we do are on SuranceBay. And so it makes it really easy for you to get signed up and do business with IMES. We're really excited to have Firelight now access on our website. So I'm going to just fast forward to the next screen here because it'll give you a little more insight of the carriers that are out on Firelight. As you can see, most carriers now are on it. This has grown pretty quickly over the last several months due to the lovely pandemic. Those who are not on it are working diligently to get on Firelight. For you don't know what Firelight is, it's an e-app solution. So on our website, which we'll look at here in a minute, we do have an e-app solution section, which allows you to have Firelight. We've got iGo eApp, and then we've got Connect for You on the Medicare side. So you can essentially sign on to IMES's website and take care of life, annuity, and Medicare all on one spot. But with Firelight, it's a great opportunity to just be able to do an e-app on our website. The nice thing is then it does come to IMES before going to the carrier, so we can still scrub it for you. And doing it through our website really another advantage is that we can see where you are along the process. So you get stuck and can't figure out why you're at 99%, can't quite get to that 100%. Amber and Tim have access to be able to log on, see where you're at, see what you did wrong, and help you get that fixed. So we also have a little bit of a promotion going on right now with Firelight. If you haven't, for those agents who submit their first application through our website on Firelight, we're doing weekly drawings with cash giveaways. So again, it's the new norm, as we like to say. If you got our newsletter, we kind of named it the new normal, is this virtual selling, e-apps, Zoom, and so we think it's really important to give you guys that access all in one spot on our website. If you haven't worked with our creative department, I encourage you to listen closely because they're really here at IMES working for you. This is our creative team doing websites, newsletters. Maybe you're brand new to the business and need a logo design. Looking to do a social media campaign. Maybe do a drip funnel campaign of email marketing to your existing clients or clients. You know, these are all things that we can do internally. If you go out and hire a freelancer to do any of these things, it can get very pricey. So being able to do that internally and essentially using all your marketing dollars can just be converted over and paid for your services within the creative department. I like to tell people that the creative services aren't free, but there's no cost to you if you're doing your business with IMES. So those marketing dollars essentially that you're earning in marketing reimbursement can just be applied for these services at 100%. So whether it be a social media campaign, a website, whatever it is, we can kind of transfer those funds internally to cover the cost that the creative team will be doing for you. So if you have a design case thing you're working on, maybe you're looking to do, a lot of agents are big in the Medicare area and want to let their clients know that they've got other services. So maybe it's putting together a newsletter around January, letting them know that you have other services available. Those things we can do here. You can either email creative@imesinc.com, or you can just call the office and ask for one of the creative directors. Mentioned we'd look at the website here. We're not going to actually dive into the website, but as you can see on the screen, it's www.imesinc.com. I'm not going to go through all the bells and whistles on the website, but as you know, we've got e-app solutions on there. We've got quoting tools, so both for term, for GUL, we give you access to Annuity Rate Watch through our website. You can download your forms, you can see current rates, just a lot of great things that you can do on there. We also have got our marketing corner, so it kind of keeps you up to date on industry trends and what's going on out in the marketplace as well. One of my favorite things, though, on the website is if you go under our support tab, you'll find our sales resource library. On the sales resource library, you're going to find a whole lot of materials that are for you. Anywhere from probably 50 different fact finders to financial calculators to one of my favorite areas is the client presentations. You're talking with a client about long-term care, we'll say, and they're like, well, do you have some additional information on long-term care? Well, if you go on our sales resource library under client presentations, you can find a 10-page white paper on everything they're going to need to know about long-term care. Indexed annuities, fixed annuity, single premium life. I mean, all the different topics are out there. So it's a really great resource. Encourage you to go check it out. If you're not familiar with our website and want kind of a walkthrough, give your marketer at IMES a call, give me a call. I'm happy to walk you through the website. For those of you who don't know, we do have an RIA in this office as well. As many of you know, a couple of years ago, DOL was kind of looming over our heads. And that's when Steve and Charles said, okay, it's time. We got to jump in that side of the business as well. So we built IMES Wealth Management really for the insurance producer. A lot of our agents top insurance agents are now our top advisors. And a lot of them didn't even have their license prior to DOL. But when that came around, and I'm sure it's not dead in the water yet, they're trying to lump indexed annuities into being a fiduciary and having to have that security license. So we thought it was a good idea to give all of our agents that outlet here at IMES in-house. So Charles Jr. does a great job with all of our advisors, really growing that. We've been going for about 3 years now. What's nice about it is, again, it's built for the insurance producer, so you really can go out and gather those assets, and then we've got a back office that can manage them for you. So you don't have to do the daily trading, you don't have to take on that responsibility. You're just really gathering those assets and letting us help manage them for you. So if you've got your 65, 66, your CFP, you could get registered with IMES Wealth Management. We also do have a soliciting program. And with the soliciting program, and as I talk about this listening program, I'm going to put a poll question up. If you want information on the platform or just wealth management in general, answer yes. They'll just generate a phone call from one of the gentlemen over there just answering any questions. But with the soliciting program, let's say you're getting ready to retire, get out of the business, but you have a client who needs some assistance and you don't want to hand it off to another agent. If you refer that client over to IMES Wealth, we can service that client for you. And then depending on the state you live in, there's a good chance we could pay you a portion of the fee as well. So kick you back a little um, bonus kind of for that referral, put a little money in your pocket. Another thing I like to tell people is, let's say you're studying for your exam. We've all been in that household that has 500,000 and maybe NASA's only willing to take 300,000 of it. What are you doing with that other 200,000? Because if you're not doing anything with it, you're just allowing another financial advisor potentially to come in and take that client from you. So we think it's really important to have this program available where you can refer those clients over here. We can service them for you and you know they're safe. They're not being taken from you. And if you are studying for your exam, once you pass your exam, we'll transfer all those clients directly to you. So it's a great way to kind of build that AUM without having your license or under IMS Wealth Management, and then essentially having it all transferred to you once you pass the exam. So again, if you didn't answer yes, you'll probably get a call from Mike Hansen or Charles Jr., and they're really just calling to get whatever questions you have answered. All right. One of my favorite things to talk about are our life and annuity academies. We've been doing these for 10 years at least. What we do is about 3 or 4 times a year, we fly 40 agents out to usually Des Moines or here in Omaha to partner with one of the home offices on a 2.5 day training. And this isn't annuities 101. It's not going to be life insurance 101. It's going to be in depth sales concept, techniques. How can we help you grow your business? Because if we help you grow your business, we're growing ours. So what we do is we bring in 4 of our top producers. They're going to share their exact marketing plan. They're going to share exactly what they're doing to get new clients, and they're going to help you put together a marketing plan. Also, we're going to be partnering with one of the home offices, so you're going to get some training on their products as well. But again, and I think one of the biggest takeaways a lot of agents has is that you're rubbing elbows with 40 other people who are doing the exact same thing you are doing every day. So bouncing ideas off each other, getting new ideas. We really think it's a great opportunity to not only get to meet you all face to face, but also help you with your marketing because, our goal is to see you grow. So I will tell you, we weren't able to do these here in 2020 due to the lovely COVID, but we are hoping to restart these in the springtime, assuming that things settle down on that front. But hopefully have 4 of them scheduled next year. And again, we do these with different companies: F&G, Equitrust, American Equity. Athene does a lot of them with us, North American. When we do them here at the office, we bring 4 or 5 companies in all at once to our office to do them. So again, it's a great opportunity to not only meet the staff here at IMS, but then also get some one-on-one time with some of the home office reps as well. All right, and with that, again, I mentioned we've got Jake with us from Nassau. I'm going to hand it over to him, and he's going to jump in and dive in and talk about a couple different products that Nassau's got and where they're headed. So with that, Jake, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Awesome, Laura. Well, thank you. Thank you very much for the intro. Thank you for spending time talking through all the great value add that you guys bring to the company. You can see I've been doing this for 20 plus years, and Nassau is actually a newer relationship with insurance agency marketing. We really over the last 2 years have started to build our partnership together, and you can really see why I was pushing to build this partnership. IMS does so much for your practice. We are obviously on the Nassau side of things. We're the product manufacturer. We're bringing the product solutions. Now, we have some great value adds to kick back to your business on top of everything that IMS is doing for you because of your partnership with Nassau through IMS. And I'm going to go through that. But one of the first things that I'll mention is right off the bat, for all FIA business that you submit in August and September, you are going to receive double credit as long as it issues by year end towards qualifying for our Elite Advisor program, which again is available because of your partnership through insurance agency marketing with Nassau. And I'm going to show you for only $750,000 in premium, you have the opportunity to qualify for some great value adds back into your business. We talked about that double. Oh, yeah.
Before we get going, you might want to blow your screen up. It's kind of half your screen, half mine. Can you make it wide? I don't know why. I mean, otherwise they can just see kind of a background of IMS as well. It just looks like it's minimized. Could you maximize your screen maybe?
I mean, I did share screen, so I've got it all the ways blown up on my screen.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, that could be fine. I just thought I'd let you know. It's okay. I mean, we can still see everything you got.
Okay. Well,
You're good. Just continue.
okay. All right. I apologize. I don't know why. Like I say, it's big on my screen, so I apologize if it causes any challenges on that end. But again, excited about this partnership. Excited about this opportunity. Before we dive into the meat of the presentation, and I'm going to show you some products and some sort of allocation opportunities and strategies inside of our portfolio that are getting a ton of momentum, especially in the environment that we're in today. Before I do that, high level, obviously, Nassau Life and Annuity Company, a name that you might not recognize. Hopefully you do. You can see as a company, we have been around since 1851, so in business for almost 170 years. We have nearly 500,000 policies in force, and actually today, with the acquisition of Forrester's Life of New York, over 24.5 in 24.5 billion in assets under management. When you start looking at that longevity or the history of the company, 170 years in business, we actually insured Abraham Lincoln. And it's something that a lot of our top advisors use when they're talking about Nassau to position the company, because it really, again, provides some credibility or peace of mind that the company knows and what they're doing. But what we've seen is really since 2016. That's where the Nassau name came into the equation, if you will. Prior to, we were operating under Phoenix Life and Annuity Company. And in 2016, Nassau Life came in and purchased, again at the time, Phoenix Life and Annuity Company. At that time, Phoenix was doing about 1.3, 1.4 billion in sales on an annual basis. Nassau came in and immediately started to put the company through a transformation. And to move through that transformation, what they really wanted to do is reinvest in the company, reinvest in our product portfolio and bring you cutting edge products, reinvest in our operational platform. And you're going to see some of that as we talk through the value add programs and platform that we have. But in addition to that, if you look from a suitability standpoint, my decline rate is less than 2% per month. So basically, for every 9.5, every 10 apps that's coming into our house, 9.5 are being issued. So we are not only getting that business in, giving some great value from the product platform, but it's moving through our system, getting issued, you're getting paid, your client's getting those benefits. But most importantly, when we talk about reinvesting capital back into the company instead of adding new business on the books, as Nassau decreased sales from, again, roughly 1.3 billion down to about 300 million, what they were doing is, again, reinvesting in the company. And you see that today. We have a solvency ratio of over 105. So for every dollar of liabilities Nassau has, we have over $1.05 in assets on the books. Our solvency ratio, our RBC ratio, extremely, extremely strong, up there comparable with some of the top companies in the industry today. And we got that initial third-party affirmation a little over a year ago in May of 2019 when we received an AM Best upgrade. One of, as far as I'm aware, of only 3 insurance companies to get an upgrade over the last several years. So again, it's that affirmation that everything that Nassau is doing, the transformation they're continuing to put the company through, is continuing to move the company in the right direction. And you're going to see that first and foremost, again, from a product standpoint. One of the things that drew me to transitioning over from a prior company over to Nassau is the broad range of product solutions. So many times we see companies with 5, 6, 8, 10, 15 products, and they all do the same thing. They're competing for those same assets. Well, what you're seeing at Nassau is we really have 3 core products inside of our portfolio. 2 of them focused really for your bearish clients who are looking to really maximize the value from a guaranteed basis. And you see that with the number 1 guaranteed lifetime income product in the marketplace today, the personal income annuity, as well as what I'll call the Swiss Army knife product. What I consistently hear from the field called the most consumer-friendly combo benefit product out there, and that's the Nassau Personal Protection Choice. And we're going to break these two products down in a couple slides, give you a couple product positioning ideas as we look at each one of those. But where I want to start the presentation is talking about the Nassau Growth Annuity. This is the newest product inside of our portfolio, and you're going to see a product that was designed to give your bullish clients that are still concerned about market volatility, but give them that highest accumulation potential. And that's what you've got with the Nassau Growth Annuity, is an index annuity. So we're in that capital protected chassis. But what we're doing is designing some indexing strategies to really maximize upside potential. And when we break that down, you're going to see the value of the strategies and the direction that we're going with that product. But the other thing that you have with this contract is a lot of flexibility. You can see there is a 7 and a 10-year product duration. So depending on if your client's looking for short-term, long-term accumulation, we can build a package or we can put together a product solution to meet that needs. On our 10-year chassis, there's 2 optional income riders. So we can really meet that long-term income need on top of the accumulation bucket. And again, when we start breaking down some of the accumulation strategies, you're going to see the ability to get equity-like returns inside of a capital-protected product. From a flexibility standpoint, again, you see different liquidity options, different product durations, as well as an index annuity that's going to issue all the way through age 85. And that was something that we revamped or relaunched on July 1 of this year. So let's quickly talk through the benefits, and we're going to start with the 7-year product. When you look at, first and foremost, liquidity, on the 7-year product, as you saw on the screen prior to, you have the ability to get up to 10% penalty-free out as soon as 30 days after issue. In addition to that, a very strong accumulation opportunity. We're going to talk about S&P 500-based strategies that offer up to 110% participation rate. Low vol index, and again, I'm going to break down how this product was designed, how some of these index strategies were designed to give you equity-like returns. But one of the key features is that 16.5 volatility target without any monthly cap, as well as an index exposure that ranges between 0 and 350%. We already highlighted the ability to issue through age 85. But on top of that, each and every 7-year product that you issue, at death or at the end of contract maturity, if the client elected one of the enhanced participation rate strategies, and at the end of the day, the index strategy didn't perform the way that we anticipated, and that fee ended up eating away at the overall principal, Nassau is going to make sure that we return that fee and make sure your client gets no less than the premium they put into the contract, obviously less any withdrawals. On the 10-year strategy, liquidity at 5% or RMD friendly, as again with the 10-year product, a little bit higher participation rate, so stronger accumulation potential. This is where we talk that long-term income or long-term accumulation with par rates up to 130%. On top of that, 2 optional income riders with a 15-year roll-up, a low-cost rider, only 25 basis points, or a rider for 95 basis points has some built-in guarantees, but again, can really address that long-term income need for your client. Currently, the growth annuity is approved in 44 states. We had anticipated having Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, California, all by the end of June. Unfortunately, I know Laura mentioned the pandemic and limiting some of the classes and seminars that they do. It has definitely been a struggle as we continue to try and get product approval. It has slowed down that process. We still anticipate having most of, if not all of those states by the end of the year. So hopefully sooner than rather than later, but no, we're continuing to work on some of those states. So let's talk about the sizzle or the strength of the Smart Passage Index inside the Nassau Growth Annuity. When we built this index, we were operating under the idea, when you think about it today, just about 70% of premium inside of an index annuity is allocated to S&P strategies. 70%, despite the fact that we see hundreds of managed volatility indexes continued to be created and continued to be rolled out. On top of that, we are in an extremely low interest rate environment. But still, almost 70% of FIA assets are allocated to S&P 500 strategies. So it got Nassau to thinking, what if we could build an index that was based off of S&P 500? So we've got stocks from the S&P 500, but the overall goal over the long term is to outperform that benchmark or outperform the S&P 500. And on top of those 2 ideas, what if by the design of the index, we're able to offer 3 to 3.5 times more par rate than what you're used to with your typical S&P 500 strategy, depending on the pricing environment. So instead of going after all of these hundreds of vol indexes that are being created and are being built sort of to try and maximize upside potential, let's build an index that was designed based on the S&P 500, but built to outperform the S&P 500. So how do we do it? Again, think about the goal is to outperform the S&P 500. So we do it by looking back over time, and we identified what we'll call the low vol phenomenon. And what it says is if you look over time, low volatile stocks more often than not outperform higher volatility stocks. So to have that S&P focus and to have that low vol sort of idea, what we're going to do inside of the Smart Passage Index is capture the 200 least volatile stocks inside of the S&P 500. So there is your link or your S&P sort of 500 focus, an index built to outperform the S&P 500 from S&P 500 stocks. And again, we talked about offering 3 to 3.5% more in terms of participation rates. So take a look at overall returns of the S&P 500 versus a Smart Passage Index. Again, these are just raw index returns. We're looking calendar year, and we're not applying any indexing strategies. We're not applying any indexing rules. But 2019, you see S&P Smart Passage Index were basically equal. 2018, S&P down 6.2%, Smart Passage down 6.5%, so pretty equal. But again, the value of the Smart Passage Index is we're inside of an equity protected chassis. 2017, look at the differentiator that you see between the S&P returning just under 20%, while the Smart Passage Index almost returned 47%. And again, this is before applying any of the indexing strategies or par rates. And that again is the design to keep pace with and over time outperform the S&P 500 by having these years where we really get that home run, where we really get that upside opportunity. And we talk about the potential based on the pricing environment to have 3 to 3.5 times the par rate. Here are all the, again, different indexing strategies that you have inside of the Smart Passage Index. And you can see all the ways at the bottom, our 2-year Sunrise Smart Passage Index. Again, this index comprised of the 200 least volatile stocks inside of the S&P 500. On our 10-year chassis, you have up to 130% par rate. On our 7-year chassis, you have up to 110% par rate. And you can see the difference from the base. The base 2-year Sunrise on the 10-year is jumping to 95% tomorrow, August 1st. That is a no cap, no spread, no fee par rate. So you're getting 95% of what the 200 least volatile stocks inside of the S&P 500 do. On our 7-year, you're getting 70% par rate, no cap, no spread, no fee. If the client wants to allocate to the enhanced par rate, anytime they have assets allocated to the enhanced par rate strategies, Nassau is going to charge 1% annual fee to the portion of assets that are allocated to that strategy. And you can see what that 1% fee does is it increases our option budget, allows us to get higher par rates. And here you can see it's, as opposed to 95%, you're jumping all the ways up to 130% on our 10-year, or again up to 110% on our 7-year. That's the sizzle, an S&P-based strategy with 3 to 3.5%, 3 to 3.5 times the par rate you can get on your standard S&P strategy. Now, in addition to the design of the index, one of the other designs or one of the other features that allows it to perform the way it does is that it was built to provide, again, those equity-like returns. Now, first and foremost, we talk about that 16.5% vol target. What that means is the higher that vol target, think about the average managed vol index out there today. That volatility target range is anywhere between 5 and 8%. When you look at over time, the S&P volatility has averaged 16%. By having a 16.5% vol target, really what we're doing is increasing your client's exposure to the index that we're tracking. And by that, what we mean is we're trying to pass on as much as the growth, get maximum growth as potential inside of the Smart Passage Index. In addition, we have that exposure, and this is what really allows us to ramp up and see the type of returns that we saw. If you remember back to 2017 when we had nearly a 50% return versus the 20 that you had in the S&P 500. The exposure range to your client ranges anywhere between 0 and 350%. So think about that. We have a 16.5% volatility target. That's what we're shooting for. That's what we're running at. If volatility is at 16.5%, we have 100% exposure to the index that we're tracking, or here the Smart Passage Index. Let's say volatility doubles and it jumps to 33%. In that scenario, what we're actually doing is we're going to decrease the exposure to the index. So we're going to drop from 100% and we're going to drop down to 50%, protecting us in those volatile markets. But let's say volatility dropped to 8.25% or half of our vol target. In that situation, what we do is we increase your client's exposure to the Smart Passage Index up to 200%. And why that's important, if you think about average bull markets, what's generally happening is volatility is low. So now we're comprised of the 200 least volatile stocks inside of the S&P 500, and we're increasing our exposure to that index, which is really allowing us to maximize the upside accumulation potential. Here you can see, with that 7-year product, that 110% par rate, in its most recent 10-year period, the index has returned 7.8% on average per year. In its best 10-year period, the index has returned roughly 10.5% per year. Take a look at the long-term accumulation opportunity. And I'm going to compare these to the S&P 500. If you look at the last 10 years, in our 10-year Sunrise Smart Passage Enhanced Par Rate strategy, so right now it's 126%, jumping to 130% tomorrow, August 1. You can see it's returned a little over 9.25% per year. Compare that to the two-year S&P at 6.83%. In its best 10 year, the 2-year Sunrise Smart Passage Index has returned 12.44% per year. The S&P, 9.41% average return per year. So over 3% more in terms of overall returns compared to what you were getting with the S&P 500. That's the power of this Smart Passage Index. The upside opportunity in an S&P-based strategy, again with 3 to 3.5% par rate, what you're used to in a typical S&P strategy today. Now, we also talked about long-term income. So you can see, hopefully now, the power of that Smart Passage Index inside the growth annuity. On our 10-year product, you have the opportunity to attach 2 income riders, our Amplified Income and our Amplified Income Plus. And I really want to focus on this Amplified Income rider quickly. The way this rider works is, again, for only 25 basis points, or 0.25% per year, we're going to add an income bucket. And the way the benefit base grows is we're going to grow at 150% of index credits. So think about that. Again, if we just take that base Smart Passage Index, no cap, no spread, no fee, we have a 95% participation rate. So we're capturing 95% of the returns of that index. If we attach this Amplified Income, now we have a total annual cost of only 0.25%. We have a benefit base that's going to grow at 150% of the index credits. That's the power that you're seeing with the growth annuity, and that's the power of sort of the flexibility and peace of mind from the design standpoint. And here you can see $100,000 after 15 years on a 60-year-old client. That $100,000 would generate over $36,000 in potential income for that client based on past performance. So hopefully, again, now you're seeing the entire puzzle. You're seeing the accumulation potential. Short-term, long-term, 7 to 10 years. You're also seeing for a client who's got long-term income. Maybe you've got a younger client who no longer wants to work because of the pandemic, or they've been forced into retirement. Here's a way we can, again, for a low cost, really maximize their accumulation potential, but give them a great income outpoint at some point down the road. And last but not least, competitive compensation for you because of your partnership with Insurance Agency Marketing. You can see on our 10-year product, the base commission is up to 7.25%, or 6.5% on our 7-year product. If you use EAP, Firelight EAP, we're going to increase the payout 10 basis points. So now you're making either 7.35% or 6.6% on the 7-year product. That's all from $1 from a commission standpoint. But again, because of your partnership with Insurance Agency Marketing, you have access to our Elite Advisor program. And for only $1.5 million in FIA sales for the entire calendar year, if you were to achieve that $1.5 million in sales, Nassau is going to pay you a 50 basis point bonus on your entire block of sales for the year. So again, let's say you were able to achieve $5 million in FIA sales with Nassau this year. We would pay you January of 2021 a 50 basis point bonus on that entire $5 million in sales, increasing now your overall compensation up to 7.85%. On top of that, if you're one of our top 75 producers to qualify for the Elite platform, you and a guest are going to join us in April of next year. Fingers crossed that we're back to some normalcy from a travel standpoint. But you and a guest will join 74 other qualifiers and their guests in Sonoma, California, to enjoy great ways to celebrate your successes, celebrate getting through this challenging year, spending time with other top producers as well as Nassau leadership. It's our way of saying thank you for your business, thank you for your partnership. Now let's quickly spend the last couple of minutes talking about the guarantees built in with the Nassau portfolio. We talked about your bullish clients, the accumulation potential. You see the strength of that Smart Passage Index and the design of really what we're trying to capture, those 70% of assets that are going to S&P-based strategies. But we also have clients that are out there with a little bit more concern. They're concerned about volatility. They're a little longer, closer into the retirement process, or maybe they're in it. And now they're looking for guarantees because of all the volatility that's been out there. Well, you have the number one guaranteed annual lifetime income product out there today with the Nassau Personal Income Annuity. Once you've uncovered with that client that income is their need, the only question you need to ask at that point in time is when. When are you looking to access that income? If it's within the first 3 years, you're going to elect our Income Today rider. The way that rider works is we're going to give your client an immediate 30% bonus to their benefit base or income account. So if they come in with $100,000, at issue, their income account is immediately $130,000. That client has the flexibility to turn on that guaranteed annual lifetime income rider as soon as 30 days after issue. And if they were, in that example, their income amount would be based off of that $130,000. If they defer at least 1 year, at the end of the first contract anniversary, Nassau is going to add another 7.5% guaranteed bonus to the benefit base. Now, in our example, bumping that up to $137,500. And if they defer at least 2 anniversaries, at the end of the 24th month, we're going to add another 7.5% bonus, giving them a full guaranteed 45% bonus to their income account or benefit base. If the client's time horizon was a little bit longer, so maybe 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10 years down the road, that's where we're going to elect the Income Tomorrow rider. And here we guarantee the client's income account or benefit base is going to grow at 14% per year for up to 10 years or until your client elects to turn on that guaranteed lifetime income rider. Again, in a volatile market, an election year, everything else that's going on with the pandemic and everything else, think about the value for a client who maybe no longer is employed or who's in the 6 critical years of retirement planning, 3 years immediately pre-retirement, 3 years immediately post-retirement. What type of peace of mind with giving them up to 45% bonus to their income account or 14% guaranteed per year? What type of value would that provide, knowing we can also do a joint payout on qualified dollars? That, again, is the Nassau Personal Income Annuity. You can see competitively. I know the great team at IAMS can put together customized illustrations to show you the strength of the income inside of the Nassau Personal Income Annuity. Now, I want to spend the remainder of the presentation before we talk about the double qualifying credits. I want to talk about the Nassau Personal Protection Choice. Again, the Swiss Army knife of products inside of our portfolio. It's a product that's going to provide income guarantees as well as nursing home or in-home care income enhancements, a lump sum death benefit, and some nice accumulation potential, all inside of one product. And you see, actually, back on May 1, we increased the availability of the care rider in additional 17 states. So everywhere this product is approved, except for the state of California, you have the opportunity to provide all 3 benefits. First benefit, we're electing our time horizon Income Today, Income Tomorrow. I'm not going to spend a lot of time walking through this. It's identical to what you had with Personal Income Annuity. Up to 45% with the Today strategy, 14% with the Tomorrow strategy. And again, the strength of this index is that flexibility that the client knows these are guaranteed. The difference, if you did a comparison of income, Personal Income Annuity is going to provide roughly 3 to 5% more in guaranteed annual lifetime income than the Personal Protection Choice that we're talking about right now. But for that slight reduction in income, your client then has the opportunity to attach our Care Protection Rider or a guaranteed enhanced benefit for care. Here, if your client were to go into a nursing home, we're going to increase the guaranteed lifetime income that they're receiving by up to 250%. And we're going to pay it directly to your client, and we're going to pay it to them for up to 5 years, even if the account value has been depleted to 0. If the client doesn't go into a nursing home, but they're not able to fill 2 of 6 ADLs, they need in-home care. In that situation, we're going to increase the income that they're receiving by up to 175%. And again, we're going to pay this benefit for up to 5 years as long as they continue to qualify, even if the account value has been depleted to 0. And I stress that point because as far as I'm aware of, Nassau is only one of 2 carriers that's going to pay this benefit once the account value has been depleted to zero. And why that's important is, again, think of when the average critical care, long-term care type stay starts. It doesn't generally happen when a client's in their 60s. It happens when they're in their late 70s, in their 80s. And at that point, if they've been taking income from their account for 10, 15, maybe even 20 years, chances are there's very minimal value left in the account. Again, we're going to give your client the peace of mind to know they're going to get this enhancement for up to 5 years to help get them the coverage and the benefit that they need. In addition, the rider is transferable. By that I mean you can start, stop it. If we have a spousal situation, spouse 1 goes into a nursing home for 2 years and then passes away. Spouse 2 keeps the contract in force, so we revert back to that guaranteed lifetime income, but 10 years down the road, spouse 2 goes into a nursing home, there's still 3 years remaining of that 250% that they'd be able to access. Peace of mind, protection, all with one premium and no underwriting that you're typically used to with products that provide these types of benefits. Last but not least, again, we've elected our time horizon today, tomorrow. We've had the opportunity to attach the care protection benefit. You also have our family protection rider. This is a guaranteed enhanced lump sum death benefit. Here we're going to grow your client's premium at 10% simple guaranteed per year through age 70, 5% simple age 71 to 85 for a max of 10 years, or again, until the client turns age 85, whichever comes first. And at time of death, we're going to pay this enhanced death benefit in a full lump sum to the beneficiary. So again, Nassau is not going to dictate how that beneficiary has to receive these assets. Now let me quickly share with you how I have some producers positioning this product more as a storyboard, if you will. So how they're doing it today is they're saying, let's say I've got a couple age 65. They've got $250,000 that's earmarked for retirement income that they're going to turn on at age 70. But with the recent pandemic, they have elevated concerns about post-hospital stays, about depleting this $250,000 asset before they pass, and this being their main source of income throughout their retirement days. So the way I have producers selling is they say, let's take a look at the overall benefits. We're going to drop that $250,000 into the personal protection choice. We're going to elect the income tomorrow strategy because we have a 5-year deferral, so we're going to grow the benefit base at 14% guaranteed per year. We're going to attach the care protection benefit. So again, we're going to increase that income if we go into a nursing home or need in-home care. In addition, we're going to attach the lump sum death benefit. So at age 70, your $250,000 is going to provide a joint payout of $16,575. After that $15,575 we receive for 11 years, providing over $182,000 in benefit. At age 81, spouse 1 goes into a hospital from an illness that he ends up recovering and being released. But unfortunately, upon release, is not able to fulfill 2 of 6 ADLs and needs a family member to come in every once in a while to help take care of them. In that situation, Nassau is going to increase that $16,575 to over $29,000 in benefit, and we're going to pay that benefit for 3 years until that client passes away, or over $87,000 in income. Spouse 2 at age 84 is still healthy, so starts receiving that $16,575 for another 7 years, or again over $116,000 in guaranteed income. At that point in time, spouse 2 goes into has some medical challenges and needs in-home care. So we increase again up to $29,006, and we pay that for 2 years, maxing out that 5-year benefit, or an additional $58,000 in guaranteed income. Spouse 2 lives for another 2 years, receiving that $16,575 or $33,150 in benefit until spouse 2 passes away. So what you see is that $250,000 initial deposit provided over $476,000 in benefit. In fact, if those clients ended up going to a nursing home instead of in-home care, you can see that $29,006 would have increased to over $41,000 in benefit for up to 5 years. And at age 70, if that client were to pass away, unfortunately pass away, they had a guaranteed enhanced death benefit of $375,000. Again, they did this all with one premium, no underwriting that you're typically used to, and ensured that that $250,000 provided some sort of income for as long as those clients lived. That's how I have producers positioning it. We have some great drip marketing pieces on top of everything that insurance agency marketing has for you to talk about the benefits of the product. But at the end of the day, this product was really designed to allow you to separate yourself from the competition, providing value that you can't find in any product across the board. And you're going to see from a compensation standpoint, because of your partnership with Insurance Agency Marketing and Nassau, you get the same great benefit that you had with the 10-year growth annuity and the same great elite advisor opportunity. Our way of obviously continuing to help you through these challenging times. Last 2 minutes, Nassau obviously has our
Hey,
e-app platform on. Yep.
oh, we just had one question while we're still on that product. Someone wanted to
Okay.
verify if you had Medicaid compliant kind of products.
Unfortunately, right now we do not. So the language from the Medicaid perspective is not there. It's something we're continuing to look at, but the benefits sort of are what they are without that Medicaid language. Good question though.
That was the only one so far.
Okay, perfect. Well, we'll run through the last couple slides here. I know a little long-winded for me, but I appreciate obviously everybody jumping on today. Obviously, we continue to offer our e-app on top of what IMES has from their Firelight system. We now have recently launched e-delivery, so a great way to add efficiencies back into your business. We can have the contract delivered electronically to your client. You can set up a virtual meeting to run through it, so you don't have to go out there, especially if they live further away. We have a great podcast, and we get a ton of feedback on that annuity show. We continue to update this on a weekly basis, but up-to-date topics, current topics, so you can continue to stay on top of things. Since you're not able to come into IMES this year and have these life and annuity trainings, here's another great resource for you to continue to stay on top of things. We have a client-approved free training course. What's an equity index? What's a fixed index annuity? What's an income rider? How does it work? What's a multi-year guarantee? So this is something that you could send out to a prospect and they could run through on their own time. We also have our number one requested marketing piece is what I call sort of our universal plan right, retire right brochure. It's a non-invasive form to start the conversation about index annuities. You can see the first couple pages talk about what are your goals, both financial and personal. What are some risks that you have, an opportunity to fill out some information. And then we're going to go into more detail. So again, a non-invasive, non-product way to start talking about the retirement planning process with a consumer. Last but not least, we started the presentation talking about the exclusive opportunity that you have with IMES and Nassau to qualify for our Nassau Elite program. Our 2020 program, as we've mentioned multiple times today, for all your FIA submits in August and September, you are going to receive double credit as long as it issues by end of year. Again, what that's going to give you, commission bonus, first year qualifying 50 basis points on your entire block of FIA sales. For qualifying for a second consecutive year, we're going to pay you a 75 basis point bonus on your entire block of sales. If you're one of our top 75 producers, you and a guest are going to join us in April at Sonoma, California. In addition, you're going to get access to a dedicated new business case manager, suitability access, and Nassau leadership team throughout the year. And again, in its most simplistic form, a qualifying credits of 1.5 million. If you were able to submit 750 million in FIA sales through the remainder of August and September and issue by year end, that would give you 750,000 in issued FIA premium, but 1.5 million in qualifying credits, which would then qualify you for the elite program, getting you access to those great opportunities and great benefits. Again, our way of thanking you for continuing to do what you do during these unique and challenging times. So with that, Laura, I'll kick it back to you. I want to, again, thank you for your partnership. Thank you for the opportunity for the webinar here today. I want to thank everybody for taking time to jump on the call today. Hopefully you saw something from a product standpoint, from a value add through IMES as well as Nassau, that we can continue to build our partnership and continue to help clients ensure the lifestyle they want to live throughout their retirement days. So thanks again. And Laura, I'll kick it back to you to wrap things up for today.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got all the questions answered. I don't have any other ones coming in. But so with that, I mean, if anyone has any, I'm going to be following up with each of you guys individually following the webinar. Let me see here. I think I had one more little poll question here. If you'd like more information on the Nassau products, just go ahead and answer yes to the question. Basically, my assistant Alex is going to just email you an overview of their whole portfolio along with their current rate sheet. And then I personally will follow up with each of you guys individually, see what cases you're working on, what case design I can be of assistance with. So if you want to just go ahead and answer that question, that'll kind of give us an idea who was wanting to get the information, and then either way, I will follow up with each of you. So again, Jake, thanks for taking time out of your day, and hope you all have a great Monday.